Good morning and a warm welcome to the two-day CII International Conference on DRA, Industry 4.0 and Insights on Industry 5.0. To start off with the inaugural session, may I invite my colleague Virender Singh, the opening remarks. Virender Singh, rich experience of 24 years in the automobile industry, specifically in QA, QMS, supplier development, NPD, and manufacturing. He's a certified lead auditor for ISO 9001:2015, supplier lead auditor for IATF 16949:2016, assessor CII Exim Bank Award, and a certified lead Six Sigma Black Belt. He has completed the UK module of Advanced Manufacturing Program on Industry 4.0 at Warwick University. He has an hands-on experience heading quality assurance departments and has been a MR for Japanese, European, and UK-based MNCs in India. Over to you, Virender Sir.
Thank you, Deepsan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it's my pleasure to share opening remarks at the inaugural session of CII's second International Conference on Industry 4.0 and Insights on Industry 5.0. A very warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Srinishan Ramachandran, ex-President, Quality Service and Parts, Ashok Leyland Limited, Mr. P. Soni, Chairman, CII Core Committee on LCA and DRA Industry 4.0, members of Core Committee, eminent speakers, program sponsors, our gold sponsor, Pepperell and Fox Factory Automation, and silver sponsors, Defecto Robotics and Automation, and SKH Metals Limited, and lovely audience. Dear friends, DRA stands for Digitalization, Robotics and Automation. I am glad to share that this term, DRA, was coined by CII, Institute of Quality, and its core committee as the second name to Industry 4.0 in 2019, when Indian industry members were not very comfortable with Industry 4.0 adoption. They were having assumptions that Industry 4.0 need a lot of resources and successful in companies in Germany and other developed countries. This second international conference is the part of CII ongoing movement on LCA, DRA, Industry 4.0 across the Indian industry. The objective of this international conference is to provide a unique platform to all stakeholders of the automation and digital transformation industry, where all equipment manufacturers, the gadget manufacturers, suppliers, integrators, and actual users, that is the industry professionals who are keen on adapting automation and digitalization in their respective organizations. For this two-day conference, we have around 20 plus eminent speakers, come subject matter experts from India, USA, Czech Republic, Singapore, Israel, France, and Germany, who will share know-how and practical implementation experience on Industry 4.0 IIoT solutions which they have implemented in their respective organizations or at their client's end. In short, this conference will cover 9 technology components of Industry 4.0 and 6 principles of Industry 4.0. In software side, we will also cover RPA, robotics process automation, and at the end of day 2, our last but not least session, that is the 10th session on Insights of Industry 5.0 or Society 5.0 by Mr. Michael Rada from Czech Republic. request to industry professionals to take maximum benefit of today conference, and by this I close my words. Thank you, and over to Deep San.
Thank you, Virender San, for the opening remarks. Now I request Mr. Vipin Sani, Executive Director and Head CII Institute of Quality, for the welcome remarks. Mr. Sani, 30 years of experience working with premier quality organizations of the country. He has represented India in many international forums, including IAF, Pacific Accreditation Corporation, and as member of various national and international committees, including Bureau of Indian Standards. At the CII Institute of Quality, he has been playing a key role in development of new product offerings on quality, diversifying into new sectors like healthcare, education, services, exports, etc. Over to you, Mr. Vipin.
Thank you. Thank you, Deep, for the kind words. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. A very good morning to you all present in this program. Warm welcome to Ramachandran Sa, ex-president, Quality Services and Parts Ashok Leyland Limited, Soni Sa, CEO and ED of SKH Metals Limited, eminent co-committee members, speakers, our sponsors, Petrol and Fush, De Facto Robotics and Automation, and SKH Metals, my colleagues Virender, Deep, Karthik, and others, and of course the distinguished participants of this particular this particular program. It's indeed my privilege and honor to welcome you all on behalf of the CII Institute of Quality to this CII's second international conference on DRA, Industry 4.0 and Insights into Industry 5.0. As my colleague Virender Sa also shared, the birth of this unique platform today, represented by national and international experts and delegates from across the globe, has evolved over the last 3 to 4 years at CII, and the need to address and work towards Industry 4.0. We are thankful to all the thought leaders, the CII, LC and DRA Industry 4.0 co-committee members particularly, for helping shape up this unique program right from scratch and working with us since last 3 to 4 years tirelessly to create a forum for sharing of this, a very interesting and important takeaways for the industries in today's time. This initiative on DRA has taken now a shape of a movement in industry. Year on year, we see addition of more number of speakers from across the globe, the participants from different across the globe, and also the newer technologies being discussed in this forum for the implementation of digitization, robotics, and automation. And I must at this stage thank and compliment the guidance and support and mentorship of particularly Mr. P. Soni, the chairman, and Mr. Sanjay Thakur, co-chair, for their continuous efforts, and the other co-committee members and industry leaders who have continuously supported this movement and helped us to reach this level in the last 3 to 4 years. It is indeed heartening because as I speak, the presence of over 200 participants or over 30 speakers from 9 countries. And as Virender San said, that maybe we'll have 2 or 3 more countries joining in us, which in true sense is a kind of a indication of a collaborative world that we are living in, and that everybody is coming together to share the best practices so that we are able to create a competitive industry across the country. This objective of this particular global initiative that CII has worked on is to create a platform where think tanks, gadgets manufacturers, suppliers, technology providers, integrators, and actual users can connect to each other, thus giving a momentum and movement to the industry for implementing value automation and enhancing the competitiveness global market by utilizing best technology at reduced cost. I'm reminded of one of the sessions that I attended by by the RBI governor, and something which he shared has stuck to me very strongly. He mentioned that even a change of a 1% in our GDP, which can come through our participation in the global value chain, can make a tremendous effort, can make a tremendous change in the lives of our citizens, can make the quality of life much better, and make a huge change in the country. So it is with this thought, if we adopt these technologies, if we are able to make the changes, rapid changes, which can really result in the improvements in the area of productivity, quality, cost, delivery, safety, morale, and energy, we can make a lot of difference to the lives of people in our country. But this digital transformation is also posing a formidable challenges to factory economies, to especially to developing economies like us who are specializing in labor intensive activities. Economic upgrading has been driven by efficiency seeking foreign direct investments. So digitization drive, labor saving processes innovations are going to impact, and along with it may also result in a lot of other impacts on the employment and other factors. So we need to work hand in hand to work for the livelihood and the growth of the nation. Indeed, this event of CII is CII IQ is an effort in line with the CII 2021 theme of building India for a new world: competitiveness, growth, sustainability, and technology. We are indeed at the cusp of historical transformation, with India's 75 years of independence and the country celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. India is marching towards its 75th year of independence in 2022, CII rededicates itself to meeting the aspirations of citizens under its mission of India at the 75 for a morally, economically, and technologically advanced country, in partnership with government, industry, and all the stakeholders. All parts of the economic ecosystem must work in partnership to ensure the fastest possible growth under these metrics, and CII as a synergistic organization can be a great connect between the various parts. This effort would indeed be strengthening the foundation for the Atmanirbhar Bharat. I once again extend my warm welcome to all the industry leaders who have joined today, and I request the respective dignitaries to share their valuable views over the next 2 days and make this event a truly rewarding one, and providing the industry with the roadmap for progress, competitiveness, and for the betterment of society. Thank you for this opportunity, and a nice day ahead to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vipin San. Now I invite Mr. Soni, CEO and Executive Director, SKH Metals Limited, and Chairman, CII Core Committee on LCA and DRA, Industry 4.0, to deliver the special address. Mr. Pavesh Soni, a CA, and was associated with leading brands such as Jagatjeet Industries, Jubilant Organosis, and now Krishna Group of Industries since 2001. During his tenure, he has been a part of all the significant committees for various reforms of the business processes and business restructuring. Additionally, he has also been pivotal in introduction of ISO business restructuring, along with McKinsey and implementation of ERP systems. Currently, Director and CEO, Krishna Group, instrumental in executing around 14 joint ventures with the world leaders in different technologies. He also heads 15 manufacturing units of SKH Metals. Mr. Soni has been a key person in the growth journey of the group from 120 crore in the year 2001 to 5,000 plus crore now. Krishna Group has interests in auto components, real estate, travel, and media. Over to you, Mr. Soni.
Thank you, Deep. A very good morning to everyone, and a warm welcome to this inaugural session of CII convened International Conference on DRA Industry 4.0. I extend special greetings to Mr. S. Ramachandran, ex-President Quality Service and Parts, Ashok Leyland, who is the chief guest for the international conference which we are hosting today. I also extend special greetings to Mr. Vipin Sahani, Executive Director, CII Institute of Quality, for his support, and a special thanks to Mr. Virender Singh for organizing this event. So friends, today here is one more session brought in by CII for educating, learning, upgrading the skills of industry members by facilitating knowledge sharing by experts in digitalization, automation, and Industry 4.0. This is a platform which gives all of us an opportunity to sharpen our skills by observing the best practices by national and international academician, practitioner, and implementers of Industry 4.0. By now, we all are aware that this is the fourth generation of industrialization, which is called Industry 4.0. There have been revolutionary changes ever since Industry 1.0 to Industry 3.0. In Industry 3.0, we all learned the application of computerization, and now Industry 4.0, automation is further enhanced, wherein machine talks to machine for capturing and analyzing data by the machine by itself, and then providing such information which helps us as industry to reduce errors, to reduce vague estimations, and bring in higher level of perfection and improvements. We are going to have in these 2-day session, we will be having 4 sessions today and 6 sessions we will be having tomorrow, wherein stalwarts of national, international organizations will be sharing their views, their thoughts, their journey so far, and the benefits derived by them. There are experts from international faculty, like from Switzerland, Germany, USA, Israel, Singapore, and Czech Republic in these 10 sessions, which will be done today and tomorrow. I strongly urge all the participants, or all the delegates to get involved in these sessions and ask questions during QA session to understand the revolutionary changes and try to adopt in their respective areas whatever they learn from here. So friends, this is a platform which has been extended by CII, and I really thank CII for providing such a great opportunity to the industry. And coming more closer to Make in India through such initiatives. Thank you so much. Over to Deep.
Thank you, Mr. Soni.
Yeah.
Now I'm pleased to invite Mr. Shivanesan Ramachandran, ex-president, Quality and Service Parts, Ashok Leyland, who is our chief guest for the inaugural address. Mr. Shivanesan, BTech grad from Madras Institute of Technology, has an impressive track record of over 35 years in auto industries, including 23 years in Maruti Suzuki India. In Maruti, he made significant contributions, built a strong quality culture across the organization, was involved in successful launch of new models, and established quality systems in the new plant. Has also played a key role in the area of market feedback, customer satisfaction, which led to consistently good ratings in JD Power IQS and customer satisfaction index continuously for 7 years. He is very proficient in TQM concepts and has undergone training with AOTS Japan. Mr. Shivanesan, after joining Ashok Leyland in 2011, has set strong positive strategies that have brought about significant improvements in quality, sourcing, and supply chain and service across the organization. He has been instrumental in the successful development and launch of new products, Boss and Captain Trucks and AVTR. Under his leadership, Ashok Leyland fast-tracked implementation of TQM practices across the organization, and Pantnagar and Osur Unit 2 plants got Deming Awards. He is the recipient of prestigious QCI's Quality Champion Gold Award, South Asia Quality Professional Award from ASQ, Outstanding Quality Ban Award from NIQR, Quality Leadership Award from World Quality Congress, Best Commercial Vehicle Procurement Head from World Auto Forum, Best Quality Leader of the Year in the Most Enterprising Brands and Leaders of Asia from World Business Review Corporation, and many more such laurels. Mr. Shivanesan enjoys traveling, fond of music, gardening. His simplicity and modesty are qualities which are admirable and unique. Over to you, Mr. Shivanesan.
Thank you, Deepak, for the detailed introduction. Very good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to be with you all in this interesting conference. My appreciation to Confederation of Indian Industry team, Mr. Vipin, and also Virender ji for choosing a very relevant topic. This subject is very appropriate and relevant at this point of time, wherein COVID has completely transformed the way we work across the organization, and it has brought transformational changes across the world. Today, remote management has become the norm of the day. Lot more people are working from home. They have learned it well, and the data interestingly shows that the efficiency is even better than working from office. And also e-commerce has picked up momentum. E-commerce and its network has developed and become the backbone of supply chain. Vaccine development and also its production has reached astronomical speed, which is unimaginable. Digital transformation has been at its full speed. All this would not have been possible without Industrial Revolution, especially Industrial Revolution 4, which is based on digital technology. Now, Karthik, can you allow me to share the presentation? Thank you. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, let's look at the different phases of the Industrial Revolution. What is Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution is all about innovation of new technologies, which results in transformational changes in manufacturing, services, and customer experience, impacting quality of life. With the invention of steam engine, the Industry Revolution 1 started, and mechanization played a major role in making the job of man very easy. Whatever he was doing manually, machine could do it much better. So the use of steam, oil and gas, the industrialization started, and we had the lovely invention of internal combustion engines, which is useful for the world. Very quick succession to that is electricity invention. Electricity invention triggered the second industrial revolution, which resulted in mass production technology, which has become the norm of the day. Also, the human race experienced mobility, ease of mobility, with the invention of automobile and aircrafts. Now comes information technology, which triggered the third industrial revolution in 1960s. Like world of computers and internet changed the way we live our life. Dramatic changes happened. Even man ended up in moon. Without information technology, it would have been impossible for that. Now we are in the fourth phase of industrial revolution, which is a lot more based on Internet of Things, smart devices, and smart factories. Now man and machine have become a lot more closer. Large scale industrial automation is happening, and smart factories are getting developed in a very fast pace. Also, with 3D printing, mass customization is becoming a common norm. With all this, we see that the customer experience has been very delightful. Let me give you an example from Ashok Leyland, as I am from Ashok Leyland. When we launched BS6 vehicles, with each of the vehicle, we implanted a smart device called iAlert. With iAlert, now our uptime solution center, which operates 24/7, is able to connect all the vehicles running on the road. More than 50,000 vehicles are running on the road as of now. And every operation of these vehicles, we are able to monitor. We are able to monitor the performance of the vehicle, monitor the way the driver drives, its fuel economy, and we are able to give a very useful information to the driver and the owner of the vehicle about all aspects, how to improve driving, what is the current fuel economy, what can be achieved by that one, and if there are any periodic maintenance to be done. Over and above that, we also keep monitoring performance of all the elements of the vehicle, including engine, transmission, and all the gears. And if there is any abnormality indicated, we immediately communicate it to the driver and take action to correct that one, so that we completely prevent the failures. Today, all our customers and drivers are so much delighted about it. So all this would have been, all are possible because of digital technology, which has driven the world, and we are fully leveraging that one for customer delight. Every industry is focused on customer centricity using this information technology, and this is greatly benefited by every human being. Now we are into next level of future. We are at the verge of experiencing some more mega inventions. With the development of artificial intelligence and maturity of machine learning, we are moving towards fifth industrial revolution, which is called 5IR. This 5IR is all about brain-computer interface. In the fourth industrial revolution, we used smart devices like phones and other gadgets to connect man and machine. Man type the command or give the command, and the machine is able to interpret that and take actions on that. The interesting part in the fifth industrial revolution will be there will be no need for smart devices. The computer will be able to connect with the map the brain activities, and whatever human imagines, the machine will be able to understand and take action according to that one. It may look like a Hollywood movie, but it's a reality now. There are big industries like Tesla, Amazon, Google, Interface are investing in large amount, and they have seen early major breakthroughs. Now they are able to machine is able to understand the thinking of the man and able to act. This only needs to be scaled up, and also all the impacts have to be studied in detail. So we are in for a very major fifth industrial revolution, which will bring human intimacy to technology very, very close. And the speed of communication will be super fast, as the machine will learn at the speed of human imagination. Neuralink will be the key breakthrough technology for this major breakthrough. And with this, we can expect that the life of human being will become a lot more comfortable. But at the same time, we need to learn from previous industrial revolutions. All the four revolutions, while they made the human life comfortable, they also brought certain level of disadvantages. What are the advantages? Quality of life improved, life expectancy had gone up, machine efficiency improved, quality of products and services improved, cost is coming down continuously, innovations are becoming faster and faster. But also there are disadvantages. It's hard on human being and environment. Why hard on human being while it gives comfort? Because the technology is changing so fast, and human has to adopt and unskill himself and reskill to further new technology in a frequent manner. Otherwise, his survival becomes a question, especially for blue collars. It's a very hard job. As we are going for reckless mass production, we are polluting the environment, and global warming and climate changes are becoming inevitable. We are also consuming natural resources which are non-renewable in a large scale, leaving very little for our future generation. Also, country to country, there is a lot of disparity. The technologically advanced countries are moving fast, leaving behind poor countries. The gap is increasing enormously. These are the challenges. Now, with the fifth industrial revolution, the society is a lot more conscious about these side effects. In fact, in Davos World Economic Forum, this has been discussed in details. There had been a lot of ideas chalked out. One is every new technology needs to be questioned, whether it is for the good of the human society and whether we will be in control of that technology. Also, what is the impact on environment and society? How do we minimize the impact or make it better for the society? So with all that, what we can expect from fifth industrial revolution? Many more people will work remotely. Menial and hazardous jobs will be done by the machines. Healthcare will improve dramatically with implantable devices. Life expectancy may go up. 3D printing will become rampant and which will result in mass customization. Every individual need will be met from design to final product. Chatbots will become part of the life of every individual. You have to interact with computers to get whatever you want. Challenges, as I said, skill requirement will change completely. Reskilling will be a major challenge. And rich nations have to take care of poor nations. Another important point is knowledge power will overtake capital investment capacity of a business. So far, any business can expand only when they have investment capacity. Whereas today, any individual with brilliant idea and which is novel can generate investment very easily. So people with knowledge and frugal ideas are going to be the leaders of business tomorrow. So the most important part is we need to manage this fifth industrial revolution in a very responsible way. But every revolution has brought some disadvantage and with vastly improved quality of life. So we can expect that 5IR will also be no different. Technological revolutions are unstoppable. Even if we want, we cannot stop. We need to learn to adopt it faster and do it sustainable way with positive impact to environment and society. Now, how do we adopt? How countries are adopting? And how are they adopting it in a positive way? How do we measure that one? We are in fourth revolution, which is more about smart factories and digital technology. So let's take a parameter of like robot density. That is number of robots per 10,000 employees. Let's look at the chart. Singapore and South Korea lead the pack with nearly 900 robots per 10,000 employees, followed by Japan and Germany, which are around 300 robots, followed by US, which is around 200, and other countries. India really needs to catch up in terms of automation and robotics. We are less than 50 robots per 10,000 employees, which is, see, countries which have adopted faster, you can see that the prosperity and growth had also been much better. They are today are developed countries. So we cannot ignore this aspect and we need to adopt faster. And India has a golden opportunity of catching up on Industry 4.0 and preparing much faster for Industry 5.0 implementation. How do I say that? Look at the parameters. Indian economy is very strong. We are the 7th largest economy in the world. We have moved 2 notches above in the last 10 years. And also, we are very close to France, UK. So we will be in the top 5 in a very short span. And within the next decade, we can expect that we'll be in the top 3. Next, we are the superpower in software. Many Indians are there leading the international companies. India itself is doing very well. World is looking at India as number 1 outsourcing country because of its talent, human resource, and also cost advantage. So we have all the opportunities in the world. And to cater to that, our data cost is one of the lowest in the world. If you look at the internet cost of India and Swiss is 100 times more than India in terms of cost. Also, our engineers are very, very intelligent and frugal. Frugal engineering is in our blood, in our DNA. So we see that many multinational companies are sending their final design of product and processes for review by Indian engineers with a focus on design optimization to reduce cost. And I have seen many cases where nearly 30% cost reduction is achieved in product and process even before the product is launched. So such is the power of frugal engineering, and India is very strong in this one. So with all that, we are very well placed to speed up Industry 4.0 implementation and adopt fifth industrial revolution. We also have a challenge on this. See, this growth comes with a combination of software and hardware, especially on electronics. On semiconductor and electronic hardware, we miss the bus and we have to do a lot of catch-up game. And we need to do a lot more in the next 10 years. If you look at the cost of any product, like 30 years back, any car you buy, the cost of electronics was less than 10%. Today, it is more than 40% and it is expected to cross 50%. So without the combination of hardware and software, it is fast to catch up with the world and keep the pace. And for India, Industry 4.0 implementation and acceleration of implementation and preparation for fifth generation of industrial revolution is very critical to achieve our ambitious vision of being Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. I am sure all of us as industries will put our best foot forward to make sure we are not let out and we become a very strong superpower with the implementation of the digital technology and embracing the advancement in digital technology. Right? To summarize, all the four industrial revolutions so far have brought substantial improvement to human life. However, as we discussed, we need to take care of certain aspect in the fifth industrial revolution, like taking care of environment, depletion of renewable resources to be stopped, and disposal of the hazardous material we invent need to be done at the stage of invention itself. That has to go, and it has become the rule of the day. Also, we need to, the developed nations have to handle the poor nations in terms of technology implementation to reduce the disparity. And challenges to human beings, we need to really work on skill development. The country has to prepare the ground for learning newer technology, especially artificial intelligence, machine languages, and all the mathematical algorithms, apart from the basic engineering and mathematical physics knowledge. With the onset of a fifth industrial revolution, we also need to push every technology to question whether we are using the technology for the good of the world. Bring focus on sustainable development with the least environmental and social impact. Also, India needs to speed up implementation, as I said. With all that, I am sure we will be winning the race hands down. All the very best for the next 2 days to make sure these happen. All the sessions are going to be very interesting and contributing towards this one. I'm sure a lot of debates and discussions will be happening. Enjoy the 2 days. I'm looking forward for a very useful discussion, and at the end of the day, we should come up with a white paper which should give us a very clear direction and actionable points, not only macro level direction, but very clear actionable points. All the very best. Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sivanesan, for the insightful inaugural address. Now, may I again request Mr. Soni, Chairman CII Core Committee on LCA and DRA, Industry 4.0, for the vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, Deep, and thank you, Mr. Ramachandran. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again, and also to our chief guest, Mr. Ramachandran, ex-president Quality Service and Parts, Ashok Leyland, Mr. Vipin Sahni, Executive Director, CII Institute of Quality, Mr. Virender Singh, Senior Counsel, QMS, CII Institute of Quality, and eminent core committee members and speakers, program partners Pepperell, Fucus, De facto Robotics, and SK Metals, and distinguished participants. It is indeed pleasure for me to extend the formal vote of thanks today after today's very interactive and informative inauguration of second international conference on DRA Industry 4.0 and Insight on Industry 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be quite insightful and learning for all the delegates and participants joining from India and other countries to witness and hear presentations from around 30 international speakers from 9 countries. In the morning, Mr. Virender had talked about intelligent automation, which will be brought up through DRA initiatives of CII. And basically, the purpose is to cover knowledge of Industry 4.0. I would extend my special thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Ramachandran, ex-president, Quality, Service and Part, Ashok Leyland, for sparing his valuable time to motivate the participants from different countries willing to learn and adopt Industry 4.0 and 5.0. During his address, Mr. Ramachandran explained industrial revolution in very simple and very effective way, which is invention of new technologies which result in transformational changes in manufacturing, services, and customer experience impacting quality of life. He also mentioned what has happened in various phases of industry, like Industry 1.0 was invention of steam power, Industry 2.0 was electricity, Industry 3 was IT and robotics, and Industry 4 now we are talking about, which is all the new initiatives wherein the machine talks to machine. He also shared the current crisis of semiconductor, which is affecting the industry over the globe. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all these sharings. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Vipin Sahni, ED, CII Institute of Quality, for his all-time support and guidance from time to time. As rightly mentioned by Mr. Sahni in his address, this initiative, which now CII has started, has now become a movement. This was initiated in December 2008, and thereafter it is providing a platform to various aspirants to join each other and benefit mutually. CII contributes to Atmanirbhar India movement through this initiative in its 75th year of independence celebration. Thank you once again, Mr. Sahni. I also extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Sanjay Thakkar, Senior Advisor, QA Vendor Upgradation, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, and also co-chair of CII, LCA and DRA Industry 4.0 Core Committee, and all core committee members and industry veterans for their all-time support and leading the initiative and movement from the front. I must thank to all our partnering countries, speakers from overseas countries for their valuable time and efforts to make this two-day conference real value to adopt and learn DRA 4.0, which we will be experiencing in next 2 days. Thank you very much to our ever supportive sponsors also to this initiative. Gold sponsor is Pepperell Fucus Factory Automation Private Limited, and silver sponsors are De facto and SK Metals. So friends, this second edition of CII International Conference on DRA Industry 4.0 and Insight on Industry 5.0 is being organized to build strong foundation for timely adoption of emerging technologies and to provide a cross-learning and sharing platform on how the various components of Industry 4.0 by organizing in different processes and then context through 3E, which I'll say envision, enable, and enact. And indeed, it's a very ideal platform for which we must be thankful to CII who have provided this ideal platform where subject matter experts around the globe and professionals from industry discuss on best in the class practice for advancement and implementation of digitization, robotization, and automation. Also, the automation gadget manufacturers, suppliers, and integrators get an opportunity to showcase their emerging technologies and gadgets to the actual users or decision makers who are eager to adopt latest technology and willing to keep their organization ahead of competition because of emerging technologies in this world. I would suggest industry to participate and get maximum benefit out of this two-day conference, and also invite industry leaders, decision makers to join last session, that is 10th session on Industry 5.0 by Michael Rada from Czech Republic. With these words, I once again welcome you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Soni, for the vote of thanks. May I now request all the dignitaries on the inaugural to turn on their videos for a photo op. Thank you. Thank you, sirs.
Good job.
We now start off with the first interesting session, Demystifying Industry 4.0. We have eminent panelists in Sir.
Dipsan,
Yes, please.
yeah, there is small memento for our eminent chief guest and our chair, Mr. Soni. So I would request our ED, Mr. Vipin Sani, please hand over. So this is digital as a Sani-san first for
Please.
our.
Thank you. Received it.
Karthik, please take a picture. Thank you. And Soni-san, kindly receive. Vipin-san, please.
Yes, please. Yes, Mr. Soni. Thank you so much, Mr. Soni.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I hand over to Deep-san once again to carry forward this session. And thank you, Sir Nishan-san, and please continue as your time permits, please. And Deep-san, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to you all for the inaugural. Thank you.